Everything that guy just...
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What is up, everybody? It's Christmas. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm your Appalachian American. It's Christmas. I got a tree. We got some Christmas music bumping up in his ear for shiz ear. I just got back from the local Christmas parade. I'm a little stoked, if you can't tell. There's Power Rangers on my tree, but there's a crazy Australian who writes books, and you should check him out. Here is David. David, you're muted. Put your mic down, you're muted. We'll go to Channel Dead Brian Lave because he's laughing too loud.
Hey, I'm usually too loud when my stuff is working. I'm coming to you from a backup hard drive, so if things go wonky, it's not my fault the drivers are old. So there you go. And I just went in my ear.
Here's the man from the Knight's Table. What's up, Anime Night?
What's up, guys? What's up?
We're having fun because we got a Christmas tree and Christmas music in the background.
Yay! Love the Christmas. It's the Christmas time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm doing the Trump.
That's like the Cabbage Patch one, something like that.
Hey, last but not least, David's joining the party. What's up, David? And we still can't hear him. My man David the author cannot be heard. We can't hear him. What's gonna be really funny is when we can hear him and we still pretend that he's not.
Yeah, but it's not showing him muted though.
It's not. He's got something going on with his one of his microphones.
Yeah,
it's gotta be a microphone issue, but it's cool. We'll get it figured out. David will not be silenced.
Nope.
My man will be heard. Yo, I'm stoked, dude. Anybody else happy for Christmas? Other than David, who's ecstatic and is joyful. David's screaming to the world that he's excited for Christmas. We just can't hear it.
Joy to the world.
Everybody listening for the first time, David has the voice of an angel. All right? Unfortunately, no one gets to hear it right now. Dude, did you guys hear the Christmas music playing in the background, or was that just for me?
We heard some kind of jingles. It was overpowering your mic, though.
Oh, okay. Well, I got that one.
Yeah, it's like it goes, it's loud and soft and loud and soft, loud and soft.
Hey, you know what? That'll all be fixed when I get my computer.
Oh, yeah, you haven't gotten it yet? So you order it? Okay, gotcha.
No, yeah. I walked out of the store with it. It's sitting underneath my Christmas tree because my wife says I have to have something to unwrap.
All right, yeah.
If she's watching me, I'm dead from that, but she's probably not.
Yes.
And then I
might get a new Mac. I haven't decided yet.
we wish you a Merry Christmas. That's what this
We
is.
wish you a Merry Cheesemas. We wish you the Merry Cheesemas.
I got-
And smelly feet too. It's like something is picking it up like it's background music and starts muffling it, and then it relaxes and it comes back up.
Without a giant container of chocolate milk.
Ooh, I wonder if reduced background noises gets cut off. I wonder if that would work. Hold up just a second. Let's see if that worked.
There you go.
Hey. What up? Yeah.
That's much louder. Until you start talking, then it dips.
Hey man, are you drinking a gallon of chocolate milk?
Yes.
Bro,
How many grams of sugar is in that thing?
He's like, my man's like, I don't care if I get a heart attack. We are down.
Hey, it's Christmas.
Hey, yeah, Christmas calories don't matter.
Diabetes. Diabetes.
If I end up in the hospital tomorrow, that's my own fault.
All right, let's see.
We're in America. We do what we please.
Let's see if we can hear you, dude.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, David.
It was StreamYard. It wasn't picky. It kept saying your mic's not connected. Your mic's not
StreamYard's
connected.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it'll do that, man. It'll let you connect and then start and then go, oh, wait a minute. You don't have yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm about to just jam out the Christmas music all night.
All night. So go ahead and say hello, David.
Hey, David. What's up, David?
Go, friends and fans. Oh, man. Well, the thing is, I have to go back to the doctors for an echocardiogram. So, hopefully, knock wood, it's just because they effed up the first recording.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you just said you had to go back to the North Pole for something. I was like, whoa, David. You know something I don't know
Saturday,
about
next week, I have to go in for another. I have my annual test, right? I got high blood pressure, so I had my annual checkup, and they've called me back for another test on my heart. So hopefully, it's just because I didn't get the first recording right.
Yeah, hopefully. Yo, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but our logo has changed for the Christmas season to the War Room.
The War Room.
I'm digging it. I'm liking it.
Hello, Ed Santa. Where's his sledgehammer?
Yeah, Metal Santa needs a sledgehammer. So anyway, Merry Christmas. We're kicking it off, man. I love Christmas. It's my favorite. Christmas is the whole month long for me. I don't care. I just want to have fun.
You know who's having
I just want to have fun.
What, David?
You know who's having a Merry Christmas knee deep in snow right now?
LMP?
No, Hunter Biden.
Oh, yeah. He is. My man is feeling the snow.
All those millions he had to pay the US taxpayer, now he can go back to spending them on hookers and blow.
I don't understand why this dude has I mean, like he gets pardoned and it's like whatever. Everybody's all going nuts about it, but we knew it was going to happen. Well, I knew it. You knew it. We all knew it. I
thought the process excluded family and family members.
Well, I guess it doesn't.
No, that's true. But apparently it's never been constitutionally challenged, and the Supreme Court says that somebody has to bring in agreements, and it has to be personally affecting them. So, the chances of anybody challenging a pardon is going to be extremely rare. because you have to be the aggrieved party to challenge it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has to be challenged in the Supreme Court. And, who's going to come up with millions of dollars to challenge Hunter Biden getting off not paying his taxes?
Yeah. What do you guys think about Pete Hegseth maybe not getting? What do you guys think about Pete Hegseth? First off, you guys like him?
I think it's about time we had somebody who was actually there instead of these professional bureaucrats. But of course, every Trump nomination has been attacked. Everybody's been accused of sexual assault. Everybody who's Trump nominated is under attack right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Pete's a great dude. I don't know, what are they saying about him?
They're saying he's not qualified, that he's sexually assaulted somebody, that he's I forget the third accusation, but, again, this is the deep state lashing out like brats, because this is America. We can say anything we want because there's no consequences, man.
That's only
Congress.
That only happens to the left. That doesn't happen to anybody else. Like, the left gets away with saying whatever they want, and the right has to have consequences. So,
yeah, but that's what they're doing, right? They're saying that Pete's from Fox News. He's unqualified. I mean, remember, the fascist dictator Roosevelt never served in the Navy, yet they made him the Navy Secretary.
I don't know.
Jimmy Carter was never qualified to be president. Couldn't even make a peanut farm profitable.
Well, Bill Clinton couldn't have gotten a top secret clearance, which is a requirement to be an officer in the U.S. military, yet he was elected president twice. Commander in chief.
Yeah, that's because he was a pardoned felon, not a felon.
But his proclivitous background, which is how they controlled him, would have prevented him from being commissioned. He would not have passed a security check.
He would. Hey, under Clinton's own regulations that he passed, he would have been dismissed if he was a serving officer.
Yep.
And remember how woke Clinton was? He fired a lesbian who would have become the B-52's first female pilot because she had a sexual affair with another woman.
Yeah.
Dang, breaking news. Daniel Penny departs courthouse after his manslaughter charges were dismissed. He got dismissed charges. That's awesome.
Well, I know the judge sent the jury back with reduced. Oh, you said manslaughter. Is that the involuntary one?
I don't know. It just says manslaughter charges. Judge dismisses manslaughter charges after deadlock.
Yeah, they reduced it. I think now it's like involuntary something, which is like that's the guy that on the subway who got that guy in a chokehold that was threatening to kill people, was assaulting people on the subway, and then that guy ended up dying. So he ended up killing a black guy in New York. White guy kills a black guy. That's
that's all they
end of the world.
They don't care that, the felon. How many possible bodies are on this felon's rap sheet with all the crimes he's committed, all the drugs he's dealt? This is what Trump's saying, that these people who deal drugs and as a consequence of these drugs, people die. They should be held accountable.
Yeah.
Yep. It's crazy. I mean, I'm so glad. I'm glad that it did that because it.
Yet Alex Baldwin gets let off.
True.
Because
True, but Daniel Penny didn't do anything wrong. He was trying to protect other people. I understand that something happened. It was unfortunate. Daniel Penny did not try to murder someone.
Right.
He simply tried to restrain someone, and the worst case scenario happened. Someone passed away from it. It's not. He was not looking for someone to.
And remember, when somebody pulls a knife or a screwdriver or anything and threatens somebody's life, you cannot say, "Oh, but he's black. It's all right." Okay, that's unacceptable. This racism of low
Yeah.
expectations.
Well, yeah, it's the soft bigotry of low expectations. I forget who coined that, but yeah, that's what the left thinks about any minority. But that's why they have to help them. I may have to let the dogs out. I don't know. Where'd he go? What do you want, Toby?
But you've got to remember, a lot of the soft bigotry comes from the fact that they want therapists on government payroll to cure these people of their issues instead of sending them to jail.
Yeah.
So
they treat them all as their slaves. Really, that's what it really amounts to.
What it is, yeah.
It's the same mindset.
Pets, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's things that they're control of, right?
Yeah.
So, and they're responsible for their.
Vote. You vote. Hey, minorities, you vote Democrat because they tickle your ego, and in return, they let you behave like animals. So, really, it's your fault. You know, don't blame your communities on anybody but yourselves. Because don't forget, it's also the black man who screams racism since 1958. What's the Miranda case? Since 1958, lawyers have been winning cases by screaming racism. Oh, he didn't understand his rights.
All right, I gotta go let the dogs out. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the Miranda.
Down and whine at my feet.
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to talk about Trump annexing Canada?
Yes, that was hysterical. I mean, Trump just pops out and was like, yeah, you can be the 51st state. You can be a governor.
Well, yeah, Trudeau obviously is responding to Trudeau making an unannounced visit on Mar-a-Lago to beg for his political life. Now, we don't know what was said, but obviously Trudeau's in big trouble with both India and China. He's basically painted himself into a corner by embracing identity politics, because young Trudeau would have never opened Canada's borders. Young Trudeau was a very staunch nationalist, but he joined the Liberals and sold his soul to become Prime Minister. And again, in order to every election, he has not won a clear majority. He's had to form coalitions with the left. And this time he went too far with Vijay Singh. Now, he's in a minority government right now, but the left and the Greens won't pull the trigger on Trudeau in a no-confidence vote. Not that they wouldn't do that yet their excuses about destabilizing politics, wouldn't apply if the Conservatives were in power. But they always love to bring up the past, except when it's theirs. And they cannot get away from the fact companies make record profits. But the thing is, that's because there's little to no competition. All right? You have to open up competition. The only way you could do that is to end the regulations and stop these big hedge funds picking winners and losers by pouring lots of money into companies. Okay? But then again, where will our pension... Look, without companies making huge profits, our pension funds, our healthcare plans wouldn't function. You'd have to pay full price for everything. That's fine if doctors would live on $30,000 a year instead of allegedly needing $280,000 a year to be a doctor in Canada. Although some say their insurance is in the tens of thousands, so there is that problem too. See, the left have so overloaded the system that Canada's on the verge of default on their debts. And I think that's what brought Trudeau to Trump, that Canada's looking for a bailout. That the only way Canada can get out of this bailout is to make Americans pay through tariffs and expect you to buy their goods without tariffs in return.
Yeah. But, I mean, are the tariffs going to hurt?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Tariffs do change people's spending habits. They'll buy far less Canadian goods.
What is this going to hurt American goods as much as they say it will?
No, because people will buy American. But the thing is, yeah, they're claiming that it'll hurt exports. Hello, your exports are already falling. The only reason why they keep appearing to go up, look, the only reason why your GDP keeps appearing to go up is because prices go up, right? The actual volume is going down. You just look at the volume, trade by volume, not trade by value. And remember, most of America's exports is only stuff that the rest of the world can't make yet.
Yeah.
Look, a country has to be either agrarian, industrial, or mining. You can't be a mixed economy anymore because for mining to be profitable, the minerals have to be sold in large volumes cheap. Otherwise, the cost of everything else goes up. The US has a lot of oil, but has gaps in the quality and quantities, right? You don't have every type of oil, so you have to import some fuel types and some oil types. Now, partly because processing oil is getting more and more expensive in the US. Again, it's the cost of green regulations. Now, what I would do if I was Trump, I would link them to environment and say, right, Saudi Arabia's environment sucks. We're going to charge them an environmental tax because their CO2 output is greater than ours, despite being a smaller country. Boom. What will the left say now? You just have to outmaneuver them on every level. Link the tariffs to the industrial pollutant index, and boom, China will lose, and they can't. What are they going to say? China keeps claiming they've built the largest solar plant. So what? It can't even power one city, let alone 100. What's China got now officially? Like 139 cities.
Too many people. Yeah. So apparently, back over to the Trump nominations.
Oh yeah.
Benny's been kind of keeping people posted on stuff.
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth did a thing where he just destroys the media.
I saw him. I saw him. It's a great interview.
They're not. He said we're not going to be trying to do this where media presence is, I guess, there. I'm not sure. The way this is worded leads me to believe they're going to try to keep it away from the media, which is a good thing. They shouldn't be able to do that. You know, should be able to have some privacy towards.
Apparently, there's some issues that senators have had that they've stated publicly that a lot of pundits are saying this is just smoke and mirrors. Okay, there's a couple of rhinos like that are in the McConnell faction who are trying to extort Trump, saying that if you take away our Ukraine war, we'll do a Nixon on you.
What do you mean by that?
Well, remember when Nixon took away the Vietnam War from all the rhinos turned against him?
No, I wasn't alive.
Well, surely you do know that Nixon was ousted by a soft coup by flooding.
We know vaguely about it.
DC.
We don't. There's not too much about it. That was before my time, and realistically,
wasn't really taught in school.
Well, in school, nobody teaches that kind of stuff. All you know in school, in public school, is Nixon bad.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't impeached. He was thrown out of office by the Senate, who turned against him because he ended the Vietnam War, because he said the premise of the war was a lie, and he was supposed to have Lyndon Baines Johnson testify before Congress, but Johnson somehow had a heart attack before he was due to testify before closed hearings on the situation in Vietnam, as it truly was, and not as Congress was alleging. And of course, as people know, 6 months after the American withdrawal, it was revealed that the South Vietnamese generals were working for the North and just pretty much surrendered the country, despite the fact we were winning.
Gotcha.
And You don't have to take my word for it. I've been to Vietnam. I've met people who fought on both sides. I even met communist officials, okay? And they admitted that they didn't want this stuff recorded, of course, that Ho Chi Minh and the others, well, remember, these are old men who've been in power for like decades, right? They used to be pro-American until Truman. Truman was a racist, okay? And he wasn't just, and he called Vietnamese a certain slur, which they just couldn't take, and he wouldn't take it back. He wouldn't allow the Vietnamese to form government, even though they had helped America greatly, including pretty much keeping over 1 million Japanese out of the war, which, if you looked at the American troop numbers, but because the French had given warships to America, which isn't in the history books, by the way, but you can find it in French history books, some of American ships after the Pearl Harbor were actually the French fleet out of Vietnam and other Pacific islands, which France later gave up. And yet France moved back in to try and form government. Now, apparently there's this treaty that was signed in 1958 that committed American forces to Vietnam because of a mutual defense agreement that included French territories. But nobody really wanted the war in Vietnam because of the trouble that you had in Korea. But the truth behind the Vietnam War was that America was worried that China would invade. Again, like they did with Korea. And of course, as you know, well, most people actually don't know, China did invade Vietnam in 1979 and lost. Causing the Deng government to be dissolved and changing and putting the Maoists out of power still to this day.
Yeah.
But China has never officially denounced the invasion, just the failure of the invasion. They still consider Vietnam the lost province of Deng Hao, of their empire. Because China is an empire. There is an official map that actually shows how small China used to be.
Hey, what do you guys think about Kash Patel being over the FBI?
Well, he's made some promises I think he can't keep, but it'll be like Epstein and Diddy tapes and that. I truly believe that there's far too many people, such as Macron, Trudeau, half of Wall Street, who've been to that island. Now, I'm not saying everyone who went to that island did something. And I'm not saying that everybody who allegedly went to the island 27 times and later denied it should be raked over the coals. But the fact that nobody questions the fact that Bill Clinton and many others went to that island, denied they went to the island, and the flight logs proved they went to the island, there's been no consequences for them. Because we know, even if there was one instance, which we do know, they will bring up Trump meeting with Epstein over and over and over again. Yet, as we know, there are 3 planes, and this is where the flight log situation gets mixed, is a problem. Apparently, Epstein kept all his flight logs in one flight log book and just marked different markings for different planes. But the one to the island only has initials.
Yeah.
So a lot of plus Epstein's book had not just Trump's phone number in it, it had private phone numbers from people who have been called and verified. They don't know how Epstein got their number. But apparently Epstein is connected not just to Maxwell and Wexner, but a couple of guys who have since died under mysterious circumstances, including a French multimillionaire photographer who worked for Wexner for 14 years, was arrested for being a PDF file in France, and he hung himself awaiting appeal on his case. Yet, according to his lawyer, exactly.
He disappeared or was taken care of.
Yeah.
We all know how this goes.
Yeah. According to his lawyer, he left his cell for a medical exam. Nobody's seen him since. And an hour later, he was found in his cell, even though nobody saw him go back in.
How much you want to bet the cameras malfunctioned?
Yeah. But the thing is, the guy had a very good defense. Hey, the guy had a very good defense. And under French law, I don't care what you say, under French law, if a 15-year-old girl claims to be 18, looks very nice and it's upside down.
I wish I could throw the muffins at you guys.
Look, I'm not excusing the guy's behavior, but under French law, he proved that she claimed to be 18 at the time. This was a honeypot trap, okay, to control him. This is the same as we now know with the honeypot traps that went on with Assange and many others, where they find where they find underage prostitutes, pay them to approach people as adults, and then catch them on tape. And at some point, they'll say, I'm 15 or I'm 14. You know what I mean? Now, there's also, speaking of Epstein and Diddy, according to Daniel, what's his name? Daniel Baldwin. People in Hollywood have been approached by lawyers to buy their Diddy tapes and their Epstein tapes and other salacious material. And Klaus Schwab, who's suddenly and the WEF is suddenly now flush with money, are worried that Trump is coming for them. Because did you know? I don't know if it's true or not. If where Epstein's clients were actually all members of the WEF, but again, Epstein's brother said he didn't kill himself. You know. But I know Wexner was a supposedly, but you know, it's not Trump who wants to go after Epstein clients. So does the Swiss government and the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner. They want to know the client list too. Because they violated Swiss international law because a lot of Epstein planes passed through Switzerland for refueling on their way to England. And one of the reasons why Epstein used to carry Prince Harry and Andrew and that a lot is so they would get diplomatic clearance on everything, including their cargo flights. Well, this plane's got Harry's bag on it. You can't inspect it.
What about Mr. I want to be reincarnated as a Cyrus, Philip? I bet you he was on there too.
I think he would have been on it in his younger days, but not since he broke his hip.
What? He can't board a plane because he broke his hip. Yeah, right. What a weak person he is.
I'm talking about other performance issues that are resulting of not being able to perform anymore.
Did he bounce a bigger chick than him and she broke his hip?
No.
Did he bounce Lizzo? Did he bounce Lizzo?
Lizzo, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did. Because only her can break your hips. I'm pretty sure she broke his.
Well, we all know how Lizzo got her career, okay?
I'm amazed anybody's still standing after bouncing that.
Yeah.
You have to be like a
lot of them
Olympian. You gotta be an Olympian to bounce that woman.
Again, there is an interview out there with William Baldwin, and he pretty much says the quiet part out loud. Hollywood has always been Hollywood. It's just public now. And that's what's upsetting Hollywood, okay? Hollywood doesn't like the fact that their dirty laundry is out for the public to see. But what do you expect? You have decades of nepotism, decades of getting away with all sorts of crimes, not just drug trafficking. All the bodies, I forget, that's what LA Confidential was about. All the bodies.
Ernie, what's up, man?
Hey, Ernie.
Yo, Ernie, what'd you block me on Instagram for? You just had to throw that out there. My man don't block me on Instagram. I was trying to send him a meme the other day, and yeah, I couldn't send it. So, unblock me, dog.
Ernie? Yeah, what you do? What's wrong, Ernie?
He gonna say it's an accident, I bet. Or he's like fed up with me. I don't know.
It was an accident. I swear, honey.
Nah, he gonna be like he gonna be like,
I
you suck. You was
Did you get drunk?
Oh, dude, I was I was waking him up. He blocked me on Instagram.
Cause
Oh no.
Oh, dog, you gotta give me. All right, man. I'm sorry. I was sending funny stuff, dog. My man said, delete.
you know you can mute apps, right? You don't have to mute the whole phone.
Zach, a guy I used to work with, his name's Zach. Which tonight, by the way, at the Christmas parade, I ran into the CEO's daughter. He'll know who that is. I ran into her and talked to her and her husband for a few minutes. And she was like, oh, yeah, we miss you here, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, yeah, man, I mean, I miss y'all. I don't miss the job, but I miss y'all, you know. Like, I didn't say it like that because she's cool. And, the place I was working was great. I got to meet Ernie, and, it was cool. But yeah, I ran into her tonight at the Christmas parade. But, yeah, Zach sent me something the other day, and it was something from Batman. It was like when your favorite coworker leaves or something, and he makes it. I don't know what it was, but I told Zach, I said, "Yo, man, I would send it to Ernie, but he done blocked me on Instagram." And Zach was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." My man's got mad that I was sending memes. Oh, Ernie. Anyway, yeah, good stuff. Did you know layout got? Good. Hey, yo, dude, that's great because that's why I left. Layout got it right. Man, dude, you gotta fill me in on the details on that one, dog. Because I told them that something was coming because I'd overheard that they were discussing something. I pretty much told Lauren and Debbie that I overheard they were discussing something, and if I leave, that there's still a potential that there could be some more money. So good. I'm glad. All right, cool, man. He's gonna tell me tomorrow about it. Sweet, good deal. I'm excited. I'm thoroughly happy about that, like for real, because that job deserves it. Like real talk. That was a lot of knowledge that I still think about from time to time. It still pops in my brain. Foot knowledge and podiatry, I guess, is really the technical term for it. I had to learn a lot about that, and it was an extreme amount. But Ernie, what's funny is I told Laura for sure. I was like, listen, I told her what my new company was going to pay me. And I said, if I'm here, I think it was like October 7th was the day. Yeah, October 7th was the day I started. I said, if I'm here on October 7th, y'all need to raise holy cane because this is what I'm making and that's what they going to pay me. And I said, if Foot Levelers keeps me here, well, whoops, I didn't mean to say the name, but if they keep me here, dog, y'all need to rise up. So I'm glad, though. I'm glad they got something because a lot of the veterans were pretty upset that that I was sniffing at their sniffing at the door, so to speak, because I was not as veteran as them, and that was a problem.
Yeah, man, I hate petty jealousy where people think just because they've been at the company 10 years means they're automatically qualified to get a promotion
Well, I mean,
or a raise.
I kind of agree with that, but there's a lot in that job that needs
No, I'm not talking about the people who just
Yeah.
cruise through the job. I mean, hard workers like you deserve them. You know, it should be on merit, not, hey, I've got 3 years seniority. Yeah, but you cruise through this job. I do the hard work, and I've got the
true.
experience.
But there's a line of good worker versus a lot of knowledge and experience. And I
Yes.
mean, I can't say that they were not good workers because they have a lot
the
of
hard
experience.
part is also the fact that you've got 20 people for one job. You know, you can't have 20 managers.
Well, I mean, it was I think it was like 4 people back here. 4
Well,
people
still.
doing this job. So I was number 5, I think. Technically, I think I was number 5. And then one of them got hurt in a car wreck and had to step down, and then I left. So
Hey, look, that it happens. Sometimes the only way to get a promotion, and there are limited promotions in this world, is to move jobs.
yeah. Dude, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm so glad I did, dude. I love my new job. I got off today at like 11.
Look, I know teachers actually do work for a living, even if they only work, even if they work less hours in our eyes than others. They do have a lot of extra work put on them. But I mean, I don't think teaching should be a career where people go in, nestle like a bug and saying, I'm not going to leave to have a family because I'm going to lose my job and my seniority. It's like, yeah, you're selfish, man. You're just selfish, okay? Look, I studied economics, and there was a time when economists agreed that 2-income families were the cause of inflation. And the cause of house prices spiraling out of control, right? Because you'd have, particularly around schools, 2-incomers move in and go, oh, I want this house near the school. I'm going to bid 100,000 over, you know, to get this house. And then look, there are people on YouTube who brag about having 8, 9, 10 properties, you know, and you can too. But, you know, if anybody's trying to sell your property, you know, it's like a terrible business. Like, and trying to fix the economy is going to be very difficult for Trump. Because there's a lot of things that are now tied to people's pension funds. I mean, how are you going to turn around and tell the people that you're going to have to take a 5% pay cut on their pensions if you want cheaper groceries now or cheaper healthcare now?
Yeah.
Or if you want to reduce the debt, you're going to have
want cheap groceries.
Yeah, to cancel $2 trillion in debt. And I think this is what Elon said. It's not all the government programs you think, right? There's lots of these big pie in the sky projects that have been going on for decades, and it's not cutting road maintenance or stuff like that. But there are these big projects like the California highways. Who spends $400,000 a mile on a road? You know, there's lots of government waste that can be cut. It's just when you bring it to the attention of the public, all you hear is blah, 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 your job's going to be fired. Not exactly how these people are leaning on their shovels, you know, for 9 out of 10 hours. So there's going to be lots of fights over the next 4 years that are just going to be people who are earning big salaries bleating about how they're hurting the little guy. But the problem with the economy is it's not the big, rich healthcare funds. That's the problem. You look at where most of the money is going. Most of the money is going in lawsuits, lawyers, and on the defense side, again, it's like a lot of that money is going into rebuilding countries that you shouldn't have bombed in the first place, you know? Or it's maintaining an arsenal of bombs around the world that you've never used or never needed, you know? But here's the thing. Isn't it something like a third of the defense fund goes to supporting just NATO?
I don't know.
Well, I think it's about a third of the defense fund just goes to paying the wages and properties that for NATO, you know, American presidents in Europe. And there's a big movement in Germany. It's been growing for a while, and it's actually, I actually think it started in Hungary to end NATO, right? That particularly a lot of the Eastern Europe countries, now that they have to pay their fair share, and suddenly realize what a huge cost it is for what very little security that they get. Because they thought all these NATO patrols would help them deal with border issues like smugglers, you know, particularly in Eastern Europe, people smuggling and stuff like that. And they're getting nothing for it. And now, of course, you've got the problem whereas you have Ukraine saying it will be the army of Europe. And like, what? So, you know, it's really weird. It's really, of course, if you look into the 48 rules of power and actually understand that a lot of what's going on is the first rule in play, and that is there's no truth but power. Oh, Leip knows that. Leip's eyes lit up. He knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think there's a lot of saving to be had by trimming down NATO and the EU because, well, a lot of your foreign aid has to be cut. Why are you giving India and China foreign aid? They have nuclear weapons. They can build carriers. No, I think it's long overdue. You cut half these countries off. Pakistan, you won't allow American oil companies in because you say they're polluting, and then you allow Chinese gas and oil exploration. Okay, 100% tariff. I support that, Mr. Trump. See how they go without US aid. I'd go further than tariffs. I'd cut all aid off to BRICS countries. Brazil would last a week without US aid. You watch China have to carry all these countries on their back. They can't even afford their own country. You know, things are bad. You know how bad things are in China? They actually doubled the quotas on parking fines in cities just to make payroll. That'll be coming to Seattle soon and other cities on the verge of bankruptcy.
Anyway, so what's up? What you way up to?
Oh, just relaxing.
Well, I tried to start a Kickstarter and I'm still waiting to find out why it hasn't been approved yet. Although they're saying that there's a backlog. I really haven't got any answers over them.
Made from lizard venom?
It's been over a week now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Lizard venom? I didn't know there were venomous. Oh, yeah, there are some. Like the monitor. Its spit is toxic. But actually, it's not actually venom. The toxicity comes from the bacteria in their mouth. It's like they have a gland that's festering.
Dang. Yo, dude, they talking about like it could cause blindness, it could cause your stomach to explode, all this stuff, and I know all these people doing Ozempic trying to lose weight.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Well, today, a Colombian drug lord and key operator of the Medellin cocaine cartel has been released after his 25 years of incarceration.
Hmm.
He used to be a billionaire in 1987 before his arrest. And just think, cocaine used to be legal.
Dang. That's wild, dude. I know so many people that does Ozempic that I'm just like, whoa. Now I'm like, that's crazy.
Well, there's a long list of side effects
Yeah.
that can't be tested for, apparently, although most people on, however, with Ozempic, most people have not had side effects. It'd be nice if people could come out and say, hey, I mean, it's like Robert Kennedy said, why aren't they looking into side effects and their causes? You know, it's fine knowing what the side effects are, but so many people take stuff with no. It's like most stuff we take has got side effects. Wish there was just some way of knowing before you get prescribed something that's going to have a side effect. Although, hey, they want to pardon Fauci now because, like, they finally admitted he did wrong.
Yeah.
It's not like they can't do testing for side effects because that's exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And one of the reasons why medicine is so expensive is the exhaustive tests they have to undergo. Yet for some reason, they can't tell you who is likely to suffer side effects or why or what side effects. It's almost if they aren't doing testing, they just have people in lab coats collecting expensive paychecks from the government. Because you look at most of the people complaining. I know why Hollywood's complaining, and it's not for what most people think. Yeah, true, a lot of it is politics, but actually it's more personal than politics. Yeah, some of it is because they don't like they don't want their hedonistic lifestyles. They want their protection, right? Which the Democrats do. The Democrats protect them from prosecution from their drug crimes, their sexual assault, and etc. Yeah, occasionally they have to pay out a lawsuit, but name it Hollywood, that's why Harvey Weinstein was such a shock, and Bill Cosby. But then when they were let out, everybody said, "Ha, yep, tokenism yet again." Just the appearance of justice, not the actual procedures of justice. Right? I forget who said it. The British judge said, "So people don't care about justice, only the appearance of justice." He didn't last long, but yeah, it stuck with people's mind that they don't actually care about justice, just the appearance of it. But for justice to be truly served, the measure of sentencing and the application of justice has to be equal. But unfortunately, people in California have taken that to mean there's too many black people in prison. No. If you commit the crime, regardless of your status or race, you commit the crime, you get the same treatment. That's why Diddy's upset, because he keeps breaking the rules, And I got no sympathy for Diddy or his friends or his associates or Hollywood. Like, if they weren't ashamed, I get it. A lot of them are afraid because in Hollywood, what would you do if you found out? Remember when Hollywood found out that Jim Nabors was gay, or Liberace, or who was the other one? I forget the third guy who came out as gay. They all excluded them straight away. Cut ties. Hollywood, for all its woke posturing, they're deep down very homophobic. And not for the reason you think. Their bigotry comes from the fact they don't want to lose their female audience. The female fantasy is what fuels Hollywood movies. Look at Barbie. Barbie is a vacuous, unimaginative, uninspired story. So was LA. What's that big musical? LA something. LA Story or something. It's Ryan Gosling. But look at the women who flocked to that movie over and over and over again. They wouldn't if... And I think that's what they're trying to do with Snow White. Sell the female power fantasy. But Rachel Zellinger couldn't keep her stupid mouth shut.
Speaking about stupid things, what do you think about Harry Potter and the Snape apparently being a black dude?
It's a ta-da moment. It just shows you who J.K. Rowling really is.
Was that a rewrite or something?
No, they've
just this TV series. But
there's
hopefully
TV
series, apparently each season's going to be one book, and they're going to do all the books. It's already been funded to the tune of several $billion, apparently too. So
didn't they already do all the books?
Nope, they didn't properly adapt them. They claim. They claim it needs to be remade for a modern audience.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
Well, didn't I cover this before, how liberalism wants to evolve society to be trapped in a certain bubble, and part of that trapping in that bubble is to have the same 28 stories retold over and over and over again to basically create the liberal brainwashing bubble, to have everybody facing the wall and watching the shadows instead of looking at the elites picking your pocket.
Yeah.
People are wanting to be Adam Driver and not that I don't remember who the dude's name is, but they're trying to get it to where
the did not earn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, JK, did you just bend the knee to the people who are attacking you?
No, I'm telling you right now, J.K. Rowling is revealing who she really was deep down. Remember, when her book came out, 4 years, it went nowhere. She rang up all of her private school buddies and got them to buy copies of the book and give her reviews. And then some of them happened to be at private schools, so they had the school buy lots of her books. Then Borders bought lots of her books. Now Borders went broke.
It's like how the L. Ron Hubbard books got popular.
Yeah. But eventually, you look at Harry Potter's fading. That big Harry Potter game. Sure, they got lots of people in the beginning, but you look at the huge drop-off, like 78% drop-off after 3 weeks. Look, I'm telling you, if I had truly had no scruples, I would have written a I would have written a YA novel tickling young people's egos and telling them that they're special, because that's what J.K. Rowling did. On her second reissuing of her books, she got the gay community, to support her, saying that wizardry's like coming out as gay, you know, the secret hidden world, you know, of special people. And then
Just
she
as long
turned
as we're not
against them.
immigrants, yeah.
Then she turned against them. And then when, you know, she has ridden wave after wave of identity politics. And now, of course, she's come out as a TERF to basically, because she has found how to market anger, just like the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and many other self-centered narcissists, because nothing you say to her will make her blink. Okay, she is a sociopath. She's a true narcissist. She is a Russophobe. She's a. That's one of the reasons why she's so popular in Hollywood right now. You know, she helps herd the crowd. And again, going back to William Baldwin, of all people, to come out and say Hollywood for years has been herding the crowd in a particular direction, and they've been targeting younger and younger people. But he wouldn't name it. I say, yeah, J.K. Rowling is part of that. I mean, okay, if you look at book deals, have you ever heard of an unknown author getting $1 million, let alone $100 million book deal? And look,
Sorry, I'm crunching ants meat. So.
Lord.
Yeah. And if you look at all the free advertising that J.K. Rowling got for years, I've never seen any book promoted on national television before. At the look, the next, you know, you look at the next author under J.K. Rowling. I think it's Patterson. He only earned $96 million. She got $100 million off her first book. It's ridiculous. There's no way. You look at the royalties and you go, no way. That book only sold a million something copies. It's ridiculous. But the rest of us have to pay, you know? And I think that's why, look, I'm not mocking Potterheads for liking what they want, but you got to accept reality that there's a sham going on in the publishing industry where some people are paid lots of money and the rest are pretty much exploited, get very few royalties because they're paying out big money to but a few. And as much as people keep saying, oh, we're not fools, the public aren't fools, I'm sorry, the vast majority are fools who follow herds and trends. And it's just only so often does the public get confused when the sacred cow put on stage is rotten, decaying, and smelling. And, well, there's no surprise because when the party doesn't have to work for your vote because they think your vote, they'll put up any worthless trash because deep down, the party hates you. You take it from somebody who has been through very self-defeating phases and is trying to get out of one now, where you sabotage your own self and you find yourself making decisions that you later wonder why. It's when you have a lot of support, it's easier to understand that when the Democrats felt they had your vote, right? But a lot of people are now asking themselves, where did that 20 million Joe got came from? And why didn't it appear again? You look at Joe's campaign, he spent hardly any money on rallies or appearances. Yet, he spent almost as much as Kamala did. He bought votes. And that's a fact.
Well,
if Kamala wasn't an idiot, she'd be in office right now because she would have bought those 20 million plus votes.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything you want to talk about?
Yes, Anime Tonight.
Just a lot of crazy stuff going on, and we're seeing so much. However, I'm pretty confident with Trump's picks and everything, and we'll see where this goes. Because if I were the IRS and all these other crazy people, I would be scared.
Yeah.
I would be running scared right now.
I feel you.
Well, see, that's the problem. You've had people in government for so long who are so used to not working for a living, just sitting in their office collecting a paycheck because they can gang up with 20 of their mates and bully the inspectors or the oversight committee, or just pretty much walk through the halls of Congress making noise, because the general public doesn't care. The general public doesn't stand up and say, hey, if you're going to lock up people for January 6th, you should lock up those trans and lesbians who occupied congressional bathrooms for insurrection, for trespass. How about them apples? Again, it's the application of justice not being equal. And again, it comes down to the general public not giving a fuck unless it makes them feel better. Unfortunately, people realize that, man, that cow on that stage smells. I mean, did you see Kamala without a makeup the other day?
Holy crap. I thought she looked ugly with makeup, but holy crap-a-roni. Ugh.
She tried to be relatable by not wearing makeup. I forget what event it was, and it's like, oh my God, please put it back on. She looked
All
drunk.
right. Well, I think I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired, and there's really not a lot that we can talk about.
Before you go, the Red Dead Redemption video showed. Are you going to go into that on the game, or you going to check out those areas?
Probably.
Oh, okay. I watched the video before. All right, I'll watch the video.
It was just a simple we might even have them already. But
I don't know either. But
yeah,
there's so many Red Dead Redemption videos that come out, and I think a lot of them are retreads of other videos. There's just too many to keep track of.
yeah.
I'm not sick of the game yet, but I'd just like to see a completion, I think, of everything. Yeah. Just get it all done, rip it off like a Band-Aid.
Yeah. Well, this concludes our episode of Dave Talks.
Yeah.
We'll go to bed and come back tomorrow. So, anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Check out everybody else's channel. Everything's linked down below. I'm going to bed. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good day, sir.
Later, dudes.
Good night, Jimbo.
Hell, I got to go.
Peace out.
Burn in hell, New World Order. Fuck you. Fuck you, New World Order. Fuck you, Bill Gates.
I love you.
You gotta do better than that.
I love you.